together for Guido Fawkes on stage.
Thanks for that, James. Very kind words. Just between us, I'll admit that over the years, I've made a fair few quid betting on Tory leadership elections. This year I must have got my numbers wrong. Still, the consolation prize after that great conference speech is you got to do that speech. Friends, a week is a long time in politics. 20 years is an eternity. I've seen 6 general elections, 3 referendums, 8 prime ministers, and now even seen off my 4th Spectator editor. Too soon? I've seen plenty of scandal, masses of mayhem, buckets of bullshit, thousands of scoops, tons of tittle-tattle, gallons of gossip, an addictive cocktail which David Cameron, no less, described as his daily dose. Some of our most explosive stories include that Gordon Brown spin doctor, Damien Bride, was behind a string of political smears. A story that knocked 5 points off Labour's polling the week after. A series of stories that resulted in Chris Hume, remember him? Going to jail for perjury. A sting that led to Brooks Newmart having to resign over a sexting scandal. More darkly, reporting that led to the suspension of dozens of Labour MPs and councillors for anti-Semitism, culminating in the Labour Party being censured by the Equalities Commission for Racism. Which ended up being the attack line for the Tories and the Blairites for over a year. For 2 decades, Guido's made ministers behave, put paid to those who don't, made politicians think twice. It is a truth that no doubt will have crossed many minds in this room, that political careers almost inevitably end in failure. Looking back, I'm a little worried that this truism might apply to me. When I started Guido all those years ago, sitting on a sofa with a laptop, a toddler crawling by, another baby on the way. Just imagine how impressed my wife Orla was with me swapping big bucks bond broking for poorly paid blogging. I wanted to do my bit to topple a sleazy socialist government and herald a low-tax, small state. You take it. Yeah. After 20 years, how did that work out? I'm a bit worried I'm a parental failure too. That toddler I mentioned is now in her 2nd year of politics, philosophy, and economics. PPE, the apprenticeship course of prime ministers. That baby on the way, she's told me she's going to study politics and law. Politicians and lawyers, the bane of my life. So much for my anti-politics agenda, even in my own household. Just joking. I'm so very proud of you, Saoirse and Caoimhe. You get your book smarts from your mother. And she never does what I say either. Am I a failure? No. I see success all around me. I bask in the brightly reflected glory of the media stars who cut their teeth in the Guido newsroom. the national newspaper political editor. Where is it? The Global Newswire political editor. The fancy broadsheet columnist. The Star television reporter. The other TV reporter. Calgie. The senior reporter. Sabrina, Young Journalist of the Year. And that weird one who works for Cambridge Local News. Then there are all those who silently went undercover into government, special advisors, treasury strategists, and whatnot. And of course we have one Guido alumnus in Parliament. My friend Ross Kensall was known as double English in the Guido newsroom because of his Cambridge double first. Wrote perfect copy. lasted only 1 year at Guido before Talk Radio pitched him to become political editor. No, first one. Then he went to work for my friend Dougie Smith to run CRD in CCHQ, whose output became strangely more Fawkesian before number 10 grabbed him to do I know not what. When you know he apprenticed under Julia Hartley-Brewer, Dougie Smith, Boris Johnson, and me, is it a pretty prize that he was called to the Lords? Friends, the rumours are true. After 20 years, I am standing down. I'll become editor emeritus. When Rupert Murdoch was asked, what does that mean? He said, it means you ain't fucking editing the paper anymore. Unlike old Guido Fawkes, I got to choose my ending. So when I was thinking about succession, see what I did there? Ross was an obvious choice. My Lord Kensall of Letchworth, come up here.